Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going deep on karma yoga, the yoga of selfless action. And we're using chapter 3 of the Bhagavad Gita as our guide for this deep dive.
Oh, it's a powerful chapter.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I
It
mean,
really gets to the core of, how we act in the world.
yeah.
And it all starts with Arjuna, the main character.
Yeah.
He's facing kind of a crisis.
I was just reading about that.
Yeah.
Arjuna's dilemma.
Yeah.
He's a warrior, right? He's facing a battle, but he's questioning, everything.
Right.
Knowledge and renunciation seem like the better paths.
Exactly.
So he's wondering, why even act? Why fight at all?
It's like this huge existential crisis that I think a lot of us can relate to.
Yeah.
We wonder, is withdrawing from the world,
Right.
seeking inner peace, is that the answer?
Right.
But the Gita offers a different perspective
Okay.
through karma yoga.
That's what's so cool about this whole concept. It's not about being inactive.
Right.
Krishna's basically saying, nope,
Yeah.
everyone has a role to play.
Yeah.
You have a duty to fulfill.
Right.
It's called dharma.
Exactly.
It's based on our unique place in the world.
Right. For Arjuna, that means being a warrior.
Okay.
Embracing that.
Right.
But what's so cool is that it applies to all of us.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what your job is.
Right.
Or your life circumstances.
Right.
We all have our own dharma
Okay.
to discover and to live.
So it's like we're all in this battlefield of life,
Yeah.
facing our own challenges and responsibilities.
Absolutely.
But, in our modern world, we're so focused on results.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want that promotion.
Uh-huh.
We want to launch that business. We want to achieve.
Yes.
But the Bhagavad Gita is suggesting a different way
Right.
to approach all this action.
Yes. And the key to all of this is in one line from the text.
Okay.
It says, work without attachment and let go of the desire for the fruits of action.
Ooh, that's good.
Now, this doesn't mean we become emotionless robots
Okay.
or we lose all ambition.
Right.
It's about shifting our focus from the end goal
Okay.
to the actions themselves.
This idea of detachment is really interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not about being apathetic
Right.
or indifferent to the outcome.
No, it's subtle.
Yeah.
There's a nuance here.
I want to explore that further.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a crucial difference between healthy ambition
Right.
and clinging.
Right.
The Bhagavad Gita is not telling us to abandon our goals
Okay.
completely.
Right.
It's about a different mindset.
Got it.
It's about finding fulfillment in the effort,
Right.
the dedication,
Uh-huh.
the process.
So if I'm really passionate about painting,
Yes.
I should get the joy from mixing the colors,
Uh-huh.
from the feel of the brush on the canvas.
Right.
Not just from the finished painting.
Precisely.
Okay.
I'm a big gardener.
Oh, nice.
That's how I approach it.
Okay.
It's not about the beautiful garden at the end. Yeah.
It's the daily rituals.
Okay.
Tending to the soil, nurturing the plants,
I love that.
watching them grow.
Yeah.
That's where the real magic is.
That gardening analogy is perfect.
Yeah.
It really makes it all make sense. So how do we do that?
Mm.
Cultivate that same sense of detachment
Right.
when it comes to work, relationships,
Yeah.
even personal challenges?
It's a practice, just like gardening.
Okay.
It takes awareness
Mhm.
and conscious effort.
Right.
But the Gita gives us some powerful tools for this inner work.
Okay. Like what?
Well, one of them is understanding the different types of dharma.
Okay. This is where it gets really interesting for me.
Okay, so there's Sanatana Dharma,
Okay.
which refers to our eternal duty as spiritual beings
Okay.
to seek self-realization
Uh-huh.
and connect with the divine.
Right.
And then there's Svadharma,
Okay.
which are the duties specific to us,
Right.
our individual nature,
Yeah.
talents,
Uh-huh.
stage of life.
Right. These include our roles in family, society,
Right.
our profession.
So Sanatana Dharma is like the big universal purpose.
Yes.
And Svadharma is how we express that in our lives.
Exactly. And the Gita suggests that by fulfilling our svadharma with dedication and detachment,
Okay?
we contribute to the greater good
Uh-huh.
and move closer to fulfilling our sanatana dharma.
I see.
It's like each act of selfless service
Yeah.
becomes a step on the path.
Towards enlightenment.
Yes.
This makes me think about how we compare ourselves to others.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We feel inadequate
Right.
or envious of their achievements.
Yeah.
But if we're focused on our own unique dharma,
Right?
maybe that comparison game doesn't matter as much.
That's a profound insight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The Gita encourages us to focus on our own path,
Okay.
to act with integrity, and excellence in whatever we do
Yeah.
without getting caught up in the results
Right.
or comparing ourselves to others.
Okay, so we've got dharma,
That's right.
which is duty.
Yes.
And now you're bringing up karma.
Yeah, it's another beautiful concept.
So how does karma fit in?
Karma basically means action.
Okay.
But it's not just the physical act.
Right.
It's the intention, the motivation behind it.
Okay.
The Gita suggests that every action creates a ripple effect.
Okay.
It influences not only our own lives,
Yeah.
but the world around us.
So our actions have this energetic quality that goes beyond ourselves.
Precisely. And the more we act with selfless intention,
Okay.
detachment from personal gain, the more positive those ripples become.
I'm starting to see how it all connects.
Yeah.
Dharma, selfless action, karma.
It's all interconnected.
They're not just abstract ideas.
Right.
They're practical tools
Yes.
for navigating life.
Exactly.
But what about goals?
Okay.
If we're not supposed to be attached to outcomes,
Yeah.
does that mean we shouldn't have goals at all?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one that a lot of people struggle with.
I bet.
The thing is, the Gita's not suggesting that we abandon all ambition
Right.
or stop setting goals.
Right.
It's about approaching them with a different mindset
Okay.
instead of rigid expectations.
Yeah.
Think of it as setting intentions.
So it's about having that drive,
Yes.
but holding it lightly.
Exactly.
Like a guiding star,
Yes.
not a fixed destination.
Right, and recognizing that we don't have control over the results.
Right.
Things happen.
Uh-huh.
Circumstances change.
Yeah.
Obstacles pop up.
Life rarely goes according to plan.
Absolutely. So instead of getting fixated on a specific outcome,
Yeah.
we focus on the journey.
Okay.
We put in the effort. We
Yeah.
learn from the challenges.
Uh-huh.
We celebrate those small victories.
Okay.
And we trust that the universe will unfold as it should.
That sounds liberating.
It is.
But what about when things don't work out how we hoped? You know, when we face setbacks or failures,
Right.
how does detachment help then?
That's where it really shines.
Right.
Okay. Instead of seeing failure as defeat,
Yeah.
we can view it as a learning experience.
Oh.
Ask ourselves, what can I learn from this?
Right.
How can I grow?
That's a perspective shift.
It is.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
Yeah.
Instead of beating ourselves up,
Right.
we could approach it with curiosity.
Exactly. And by releasing that grip,
Okay.
we become more resilient, more
Yeah.
adaptable, more
Yeah.
open.
To new possibilities.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
could even find peace in the challenge,
Yes,
knowing we did our best
absolutely.
and trusting in a bigger plan.
That's it.
This feels like a whole new way to approach life.
It can be.
Not just goals
Uh-huh.
or work,
Right.
everything.
Yes.
Okay, let's recap.
Okay.
What are the main takeaways?
All right. First, remember that selfless action or karma yoga
Uh-huh.
is about aligning with your dharma,
Okay.
your unique duty.
Right.
Embrace it with dedication.
Okay.
Strive for excellence.
Got it.
That ties into the second point.
Yeah.
Act without attachment.
Right.
Focus on the process.
Uh-huh.
Enjoy the journey.
Okay.
Trust the results.
Right.
Finally, remember karma.
Yeah.
Every action you take
Uh-huh.
creates ripples.
Right.
So act with selfless intention,
Okay.
strive to live in accordance with your dharma,
Right.
and you contribute to a more harmonious life.
For yourself and for others.
Exactly.
Beautifully summarized.
Thank you.
One final question.
Okay.
If we're cultivating detachment,
Yeah.
does that mean we shouldn't celebrate our wins or grieve our losses?
That's a wonderful question.
Where do emotions fit in?
That's something to ponder as we move into the next part.
Okay.
The Gita doesn't say to suppress our emotions.
Okay.
It's about balance,
Okay.
a middle path
Got it.
between being consumed by them
Okay.
and detaching from them entirely.
So it's not about becoming emotionless.
Right.
It's about experiencing them fully.
Yes.
Allowing ourselves to feel
Yeah.
joy, sadness, excitement, but not letting them control us.
Exactly. The Gita encourages us to observe them with a sense of detachment,
Okay.
to see them as passing waves.
Ooh, that's a good one.
In the ocean of our consciousness,
Right.
we can allow them to flow through us
Yeah.
without getting swept away.
So it's like we're learning to ride the waves of our emotions.
Precisely. And the more we practice this emotional detachment, the more inner peace
Right.
and stability we cultivate.
Okay.
We're less reactive,
Uh-huh.
less easily swayed,
Yeah.
and more able to respond.
To life's challenges
Yes.
with grace and wisdom.
Exactly.
This is really making me rethink things.
Okay.
It's like shifting from control
Uh-huh.
to surrender,
Yeah.
trusting the process.
That's a beautiful way to put it. I
That's
think that's what karma yoga is all about.
Yeah.
freedom and surrender, joy in the present,
Yeah.
living a life of purpose through selfless action.
So if someone's listening
Yeah.
and wants to start using karma yoga, what's one thing they can do?
Start with mindfulness
Okay.
before you act.
Uh,
Pause.
right.
Connect with your breath.
Okay.
Set an intention.
For that action.
Yes. Ask yourself, how can I do this with dedication and excellence?
Okay.
Without attachment to the outcome.
Got it.
How can I serve others through this?
That's simple but powerful.
It is.
Like we're adding awareness and purpose
right.
to everything we do.
Exactly. It's not just a to-do list.
What?
It's about bringing your full presence to everything.
And you might notice a shift
You might.
in your experience. You might feel more grounded,
Yeah.
more peaceful, more connected to something bigger.
Exactly.
Isn't that what we all want?
I think so.
Connection, purpose, belonging.
Karma Yoga offers a path to that, not through withdrawing, but through engagement
Right.
with a dedicated heart
Yeah.
and a mind free from clinging.
This has been amazing.
It has.
Diving deep into the Bhagavad Gita
Yes.
and karma yoga.
It's a powerful concept.
I hope everyone listening got something out of this.
Me too.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Yes.
keep growing
Keep diving deep.
into the world of ideas.
Absolutely.
I love that gardening analogy.
Yeah.
It really brings it all down to earth.
Yeah.
So how do we cultivate that? That same sense of detachment.
Right.
You know, that same joy in the process when it comes to work or relationships
Yeah.
or even personal challenges.
It's a practice, just like gardening.
Okay.
It takes awareness and conscious effort.
Right.
But the Gita gives us some powerful tools for
Right.
this inner work.
Okay. Like what?
One of them is understanding the different types of dharma.
Okay. This is where things get really interesting for me.
Okay, so there's Sanatana Dharma,
Okay.
which refers to our eternal duty
Right.
as spiritual beings
Right.
to seek self-realization and connect with the divine.
Right.
And then there's Svadharma,
Okay.
which are the duties that are specific to us,
Okay.
our individual nature,
Yeah.
our talents, stage of life.
Right.
These include our roles in family,
Okay.
society,
Right.
our profession.
So Sanatana Dharma is like the big universal purpose.
Yes,
And Svadharma is how we express that in our own lives.
exactly. And the Gita suggests that by fulfilling our Svadharma
Right.
with dedication and detachment,
Okay.
we actually contribute to the greater good
Uh-huh.
and move closer to fulfilling our Sanatana Dharma.
I see.
It's like each act of selfless service
Yeah.
becomes a step on the path.
Towards enlightenment.
Yes.
This makes me think about how much we compare ourselves to others.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
We feel inadequate or we're envious of other people's achievements.
It's so easy to fall into that trap.
But if we're focused on our own unique dharma,
Right?
maybe we can let go of that comparison game a bit.
That's a profound insight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Gita encourages us to focus on our own path,
Okay.
act with integrity
Uh-huh.
and excellence in whatever we do
Right.
without getting caught up in the results
Yeah.
or comparing ourselves to others.
So we've got dharma,
Right.
which is duty.
Yes.
Now you're bringing up karma.
Yeah. Karma is another beautiful concept.
How does that fit in?
Karma basically means action.
Okay.
But it's not just about the physical act itself.
Right.
It's about the intention and the motivation behind it.
Okay.
The Gita suggests that every action creates kind of a ripple effect.
Oh,
You know, it influences not only our lives,
yeah.
but also the world around us.
So it's like our actions have this energetic quality that goes beyond just us.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And the more we act with selfless intention, you know, with detachment from personal gain,
Uh-huh.
the more positive those ripples become.
Okay, I see. I'm starting to see how these ideas all connect.
Yeah.
Dharma, selfless action, karma.
Yeah, it's all interconnected.
They're not just abstract ideas. They're
Yeah.
practical tools
Yes.
for navigating life.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about goals?
Okay.
If we're not supposed to be attached to outcomes,
Yeah.
does that mean we shouldn't have goals at all?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah,
And it's one that so many people struggle with.
I bet.
The thing is,
Yeah.
the Gita isn't suggesting that we abandon all ambition
Oh, yeah.
or that we stop setting goals completely.
Right.
It's about approaching them with a different mindset.
Right.
Instead of having these rigid expectations,
Yeah.
we can think about setting intentions instead.
So it's about having that drive,
Yes.
but holding it lightly,
Exactly.
like a guiding star,
Yes.
not a fixed destination.
Right. And recognizing that we don't have ultimate control over the results.
Okay.
Things happen,
Uh-huh.
circumstances change,
Yeah.
unexpected obstacles pop up.
Yeah. Life rarely goes according to plan.
Absolutely. So instead of getting fixated on that specific outcome,
Yeah.
we can focus on the journey itself.
Okay.
We put in our best effort, we
Right.
learn from the challenges, we celebrate those small victories along the way,
Right.
and we trust that the universe will unfold as it's meant to.
That sounds so liberating.
It is.
But what about when things don't work out how we hoped?
Mm,
When we face setbacks or what we might call failures,
right?
how does detachment help us in those tough moments?
That's where the true power of detachment really shines.
Okay.
Instead of seeing failure as this personal defeat,
Yeah.
we can view it as a valuable learning experience.
Okay.
We can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this?
Right.
How can I grow from this experience?
That's a perspective shift.
It is.
I hadn't thought about it that way before.
Yeah.
Instead of beating ourselves up,
Right.
we approach it with curiosity and openness.
Exactly. And by releasing that tight grip,
Okay.
on a specific outcome, we become more resilient,
Uh-huh.
more adaptable,
Yeah.
more open to those new possibilities.
To new possibilities.
Yes.
We can even find a sense of peace in the middle of those challenges,
Yes.
knowing we did our best
Absolutely.
and trusting that there's a bigger plan at play.
That's it.
This is starting to feel like a whole new way of approaching life.
It can be.
Not just goals or work,
Mm-hmm.
but every aspect of our experience.
Yes, it can touch every part of our lives.
Before we go too far, though,
Okay.
let's recap the key takeaways
Yay.
from Chapter 3 so far.
All right, so first and foremost,
Yeah.
remember that selfless action, or karma yoga,
Uh-huh.
is about aligning with your dharma,
Okay.
your unique duty in the world.
Right.
Embrace this duty with dedication
Okay.
and strive for excellence in all your endeavors.
Got it.
That ties beautifully into our second point,
Yeah.
which is to act without attachment to the fruits of your labor.
Right.
Focus on the process, enjoy the journey, and trust that the results will unfold as they should.
Okay.
And finally,
Okay.
remember that karma, every action you take,
Uh,
creates ripples
right.
that extend beyond yourself.
Okay.
So by acting with selfless intention
Right.
and striving to live in accordance with your dharma,
Yeah.
you contribute to a more harmonious and fulfilling life.
For yourself.
For yourself and others.
Exactly.
Wow, beautifully summarized.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one final question.
Okay.
This will be helpful for our listeners.
All right.
If we're cultivating this detachment from outcomes,
Yeah.
does that mean we shouldn't celebrate our successes
Mm.
or grieve our losses?
That's a wonderful question.
Where do emotions fit into all of this?
That's a wonderful question to ponder
Okay.
as we move into the final part of our deep dive.
All right.
The Gita doesn't advocate for suppressing our emotions.
Okay.
It's about finding a balance,
Okay.
a middle path.
Between being consumed by them
Right.
and detaching from them entirely.
So it's not about, becoming emotionless.
Right.
It's more about experiencing those emotions fully,
Yes.
allowing ourselves to feel that joy, sadness, excitement, disappointment,
Uh-huh.
but not letting them, control us.
Exactly. The Gita encourages us to observe those emotions
Okay.
with a sense of detachment.
Okay.
Recognize them as passing waves.
Ooh, I like that.
In the ocean of our consciousness,
Okay.
we can allow them to flow through us
Yeah.
without being swept away.
That's like we're learning to ride the waves
Precisely.
of our emotions.
Yes, and the more we practice this emotional detachment, the more inner peace and stability we cultivate.
Okay.
We're less reactive, less easily swayed, more able to respond to life's challenges
Okay.
with grace and wisdom.
This is really making me rethink my whole approach to life.
It can be transformative.
It's like we're shifting from control to surrender.
Yeah.
Trusting the process.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you.
I think that's really at the heart of karma yoga.
Okay.
Finding freedom in surrender, discovering joy in the present moment,
Right.
and living a life of purpose through selfless action.
So if someone's listening to this
Yeah.
and they want to start, bringing karma yoga into their own life,
Right.
what's one thing they can do? What's one practical step?
I would suggest starting with a simple mindfulness practice
Okay.
before you begin any action.
Yeah.
Take a moment to pause,
Okay.
connect with your breath,
Right?
and set an intention for that action.
Okay.
Ask yourself,
Okay.
how can I perform this action with dedication and excellence
Okay.
without attachment to the outcome?
Right.
How can I serve others through this action?
That's such a simple practice,
It is.
but so powerful.
It
It's
is.
like we're adding awareness and purpose
Right.
to everything we do.
Exactly. It's not just about checking things off a to-do list.
Right. It's about bringing your full presence and intention
Mm-hmm.
to everything you do.
As you start to practice this,
Yeah.
you might notice a shift
You might.
in your experience.
Yeah.
You might feel more grounded, more peaceful, more connected to something larger than yourself.
Exactly. And isn't that what we're all searching for?
Yeah, that sense of connection, purpose, belonging.
Yeah.
Karma Yoga offers a path to that.
It does.
Not through withdrawing from the world,
Right.
but through being engaged
Yes.
with a dedicated heart
Uh-huh.
and a mind free from clinging.
Beautifully said. Well, this has been an incredible deep dive,
It has.
into the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita
Yeah.
and the transformative power of Karma Yoga.
Such a powerful concept.
I hope our listeners have, gotten some valuable insights
Me too.
that they can apply to their own lives.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Yes.
keep growing
Keep diving deep.
into this fascinating world of ideas.
I'll see you next time.